your ball in the trees and then you live out the park. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us, 'cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome down to the Rough Cut Golf Podcast. This is episode 85, and we have not been shut down yet. We have quite the achievement to tell you guys about before we get in. You are currently looking at the 225th most popular sports podcast in Zimbabwe. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone in Zimbabwe for listening to us on your sunny veranda. We are joined today by Michael, by Kieran, and by Jacob to go through what is...
It doesn't need to become a trend, by the way.
It does. To go through what is quite a monumental few days, really, in golf. We're going to be talking about how Bryson playing with Trump literally broke the internet, about how LIV Golf seems to have just reached this precipice of actually being more socially acceptable and popular than some of the other tours out there. The fact that I'm going to be heading to the PGA Tour.
Oh.
And the Olympics, which is happening.
You're heading to the Olympics?
Yeah, that sounded like that was the same sentence.
Okay, there was a pause and a break in that. So we're going to be going through all of that. I think some housekeeping. What have we been up to, first of all, if people have been missing out?
What have we been up to? I mean, for starters, I feel like this is the first time the four of us have been sat around this table for so long. This almost feels a little bit weird, but it's lovely to have us everyone back again.
Yeah, so there was Norway, and then there was Kieran away, then there was you away.
Yeah.
You were ill.
Yeah. It's been we have been busy, but we are all back together, which is great. We've had the Lofoten video that has come out on Monday. Just still, again, that course just absolutely blows my mind. It was so much fun to be at, and almost one of the first times I think I've rewatched a video. Kieran did an excellent job with the edit. Just seeing the course on camera as well. Yeah. There was when you see it in person, obviously you usually say these, that's the better way of going about it. But it even came across on camera, I felt so well, and it just very striking, and beautiful course. So if you haven't checked that video out, please make sure you go over and give it a watch. You played some professional golf again.
You did.
Which was a bit of you had to pull on your big boy pants on Monday to go and play some golf again.
Yeah, a little bit. By open qualifying, I had been burnt by the flame of competitive golf, and like a stupid child that just keeps going back to the furnace, I popped my hand back onto the stove and tried to grasp the pan. Fortunately, it wasn't too bad. We'll get the video out, I think, on Thursday.
It should be out. Should be out tomorrow. Yeah,
which will detail exactly what went on. But I played better than I thought, and I also didn't pat my pants. So all round,
success.
A fantastic day.
Yeah, it does sound like you have recovered from it, but you also didn't pap your pants at open qualifying. You just didn't have it on the day. Did you need to change your shorts at the end?
I mean, there was a metaphorical lump.
Right.
There was a bit of papping.
In my shorts, or my trousers. I think...
Not allowed shorts.
Oh, yeah.
You were allowed shorts.
Yeah,
everyone at open qualifying was wearing shorts apart from Pete.
Yeah, wow. You're allowed shorts for open qualifying. And this, by the way, if you are a PGA professional and you are listening, I will soon be releasing my petition to put to the PGA National Board to allow shorts in PGA competitions.
Yesterday must have been
I'm
horrible.
not joking.
We made comments about how bad it was really, really bad.
Very bad.
Did you see, on the topic of that, did you see Dan Hendrickson put a thing on his Instagram today about it? He'd had an email from the PGA saying, just a reminder to all players that on practice days, official rounds, you are not, in bold and underlined, allowed to wear shorts on the grounds. And it's
so stupid.
All I'm saying is... what we're doing as far as filming, what we're doing as far as working with the PGA on competitions, this will soon be coming to a head.
Yeah,
I've had a few meetings and conversations.
Have you? What, AGMs? Got a few AGMs going on.
He's actually playing 18 holes against the head of the PGA, and if he wins, you're allowed to wear shorts.
It's just there's me and probably a group of several other PGA professionals who believe that the time is ripe to potentially push.
Of course it is.
Push what we're doing on in aspects of tournaments in in a more kind of wide ranging, not just shorts, like
Just
a bit
move-
of a bigger overview.
Just move into the current day. You know, it's. You can still look smart and, you know, represent yourself well and be respectful wearing something that makes you feel more comfortable than big sweaty trousers.
I mean, this is getting like we're going to get very soon over the next few weeks. We're going to be getting deep into golf politics, which is probably going to start today with what we're chatting about. I think, other than that, just let you know, the Record Breakers videos with ShotScope and Matt Fryer, they're out. Yes. Please go check them. Matt's still got one more video to come from that as well. And then potentially if we get something in at the end of the year. But always popular videos. Go head over. Played the toughest course in England and one of the most beautiful as well. So please have a watch.
Yeah, they were good videos this year. Look, I'm excited to see Matt's second one.
Where is that second one, or are we not allowed to say?
TBC.
TBC.
Do you
you
actually
haven't
not
filmed it yet? Oh,
No.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I couldn't remember.
three filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I film that?
Yeah.
Well, no,
It does
I
feel
didn't
like
know.
that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's been a while, month. Like,
That's
potentially
how,
true.
That's how your Norway video felt to me.
Well, you don't remember it?
I was like, absolutely none of that registered because you know straight after it we
Filmed another one.
Filmed the
Went
other
and
one,
slept.
which took a million hours.
The other one, as it will now be known.
Oh God.
So I think first of all, let's get into the video that broke the internet.
It was a good video edit, Kieran. Well done. The Loafton.
Other than that,
Oh, right.
10 million views.
other than that monumental
Yeah, I wish.
moment in golf YouTube history, we had Donald Trump doing his break 50 video where they play off the front tees and try and break 50 with Donald Trump.
Now I'm going to correct you.
Yeah,
You're
just a Donald Trump with Donald Trump.
you're so flummoxed by how this came together.
What
that
did I say?
you said
He
it
said
was
Donald Trump did one of his break 50
did
videos
I?
with Donald Trump.
Well, okay. So
Maybe that's how you feel.
Bryson DeChambeau,
There we go.
the world's most popular golf YouTuber at the moment, did this video with Donald Trump, and we all knew that it was going to go absolutely nuclear. Maybe didn't quite predict how big it was going to be. So just to put this in context, when Trump and Biden were doing one of their previous debates, they got into a heated argument about golf, as you do, running for the leader of the free world. And they had a little bit of a bickering match about who was a better golfer. Bryson reached out on Twitter, said, I will host a match between you two. And Biden has subsequently dropped out of the race, and
Because of that.
But yeah, because of that, Donald Trump and his team, whoever it was, they got in contact with Bryson, and they ended up coming to the climax of this video, which was filmed. So we all knew it was coming, and we all knew it was going to be big. We didn't expect it to completely take over the news cycle of not only golf YouTube, but literally pretty much every sports news outlet in the world.
Yeah.
we did a prediction, didn't we?
First 24 hours.
Yeah. So what time did it come out? Come out like 5 o'clock ish here.
Half past 5.
Yeah.
UK time, yeah.
And we had a bet in the office. Well, not a bet. There was no money went out, but like we put on the board in the office what numbers we thought it was going to be on. I was the lowest of low. I went like 1.9. I tried to game the system a little bit. Who was the highest? Someone went.
Kieran was the
I had
highest.
the highest, like 3.7.
And was still a million off.
3.7. It was still a million.
I think,
off.
4.7.
It's unbelievable.
God,
Yeah. Well, given the fact that many people have watched the video, I assume that we have all actually watched it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're part of that number.
I must be honest, like the proliferation of golf YouTube videos has made it almost impossible to keep up with everything which is put out on a daily basis. However, I did park my ass on the couch and
On the actual TV.
on the actual TV.
You went
to
on the big
watch this
screen.
all. Yeah.
Popcorn. Notes.
I think it shows how big the video is. If we've all watched it and all watched the whole thing, it kind of just shows the magnitude of the video. You know what I mean?
I would say I would say that I probably haven't watched all of it. I got maybe halfway through.
Yeah.
I think that it's interesting in it. I mean, we did have this conversation, and obviously we have conversations all the time about videos and what makes good videos and what we should be doing. We all came to the conclusion that, and we'll get into maybe the rights and the wrongs of this, but there wasn't a single other person on the planet that Bryson could have filmed with at that point that would have made a bigger video.
There was a short list in the office, wasn't there?
We had like Cristiano Ronaldo, Kim Kardashian in there.
But I could have done it.
But I honestly don't think they would have been even close.
Kim Jong-il.
Potentially.
It would have to be someone who's just so like cryptic. You just never see, like you would never have that opportunity to really kind of get an understanding, which I guess is the point of this as well, is that it's an environment where you would get to see Donald Trump, and especially in a golf environment as well, because he does run his mouth a lot about his golf game. And there's a lot of stuff about how many club champs he's won and all this. So a lot of people would have been very interested to see like how good his golf swing was.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity, isn't it? Whenever someone's on a golf course as opposed to like doing a rally or doing a speech or whatever, like often you will get to see a different side to that person, just in a more relaxed kind of golf environment. And I think that did come across somewhat.
Did you enjoy it? Did you actually enjoy the video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think yes, to the point of it being this spectacle that was so unexpected, and that you kind of had to watch, and Bryson played some great golf. I'm not so sure I enjoyed President Trump's putting style.
No.
It's got a little swaz on, a little draw on it.
That was a
Very wristy.
I saw a social clip that was like everyone now on the greens, and it was someone like doing
After watching the video.
Yeah, I think any putting stroke where the through stroke is 45 times longer than the backstroke, it's probably not a great
It was
sign.
unbelievable.
It's a push.
Although his driving though and his iron play is actually
solid.
great.
Yeah, really good.
Really like gets it out there. You know.
Now I have read, and I'll recommend this. I'll recommend this to anyone who wants to read something interesting about the world of golf and American politics. There's a great book called Commander in Cheat, which is written about how Donald Trump maybe doesn't play the type of golf that he says he does. I would say that there were quite a few blind tee shots in this course vlog, which is great if you need your Secret Service people to just take it out of the rough.
He's saying that for caddy. It was up on the fairway.
Yeah, it was always up there, wasn't he? To be fair.
Yeah.
He was always up there with a ball in his pocket. Well, you know, I trust the integrity of the YouTube videos.
Yeah. If we would have a little off the cuff swing analysis of Donald Trump, like what does he do really well? Shall we say?
I mean, he's a decent driver of the
Yeah,
golf
that's
ball.
what I mean. Yeah, well, how does he hit it straight all the time?
He kind of like whips on the inside, brings it back over, but like a little consistent fade.
Yeah,
there's things to work on. Not sure I'm quite there to give Mr. Trump a lesson.
So we'll just announce it now. He's coming on Swing Quest.
Wow, what
a collab that would be.
What a follow up that
What a
would be.
masterclass!
Clinic.
Yeah, we've had Fred Lindblom, we've had me and my golf, and now we're having DT on there.
Or giving the lesson.
Oh yeah.
How to putt like Donald Trump.
Just imagine. Oh my God. I think one of the big positives from it did raise a fair bit of cash. I think $32,000 for the Wounded Warrior Project. We've not actually done a fundraiser on any of our videos. I think it's something we should probably look at going forward.
Yeah, because I could do with a nice honeymoon.
Or was it 10k for every birdie? I think it was, wasn't it?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, 10k for every birdie.
No, that was how much he was going to donate.
Yeah,
This is public people.
Yeah.
Oh, from the actual fundraiser of the
Yeah,
YouTube
on the
channel.
on the video.
Right.
Yeah, so on top
Tip or whatever.
Yeah.
of Bryson donating money, which is
Yeah.
obviously very cool of him to do.
How much was? Yeah,
So-
we can work it out.
Kieran didn't donate then.
No.
Quite
No, I
clearly.
didn't. I didn't. It was quite interesting though. I don't know if you guys had it. Like it came up on YouTube as like a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It was quite cool.
So we-
you could see the
could see,
amount
like,
where
the-
fingers going.
yeah.
And so the Christmas party this year gonna be real good.
Fundraiser.
Yeah.
Would you like to help us go to?
We need your help.
Yeah, we want to go to Sixes.
Yeah.
Just spending money.
I think, obviously that was one of the positives of the video for sure. And even, I guess the fact as well for Bryson, it's like we always say when we go film a video, if you do really, really crap, then that's fine. Or if you do really, really well, then obviously that's better. And in this circumstance, like they did do really, really well and almost do it. Did you shoot 51, was it?
50.
They shot 50.
Shot 50, yeah.
It was like 22, 23 under or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
It's just like the fact that all the other people that he's had on the channel and the closest or at least the best he did is with Donald Trump. I'm not going to say it, they did well. They played well. Bryson did a lot of it.
Yeah, Bryson
When you
did a
can
lot.
hit 380 yards off the tee, that does seem to help a lot. So did Did watching Bryson and Trump, did it make you feel uncomfortable?
I think that's why I didn't get through the whole video.
It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, I don't really think that we should delve into the politics of this, mainly because ultimately it doesn't have anything to do with us. We're not going to be voting for Trump or for now Kamala Harris. But I think it's unusual, isn't it, when you get such a polarizing figure on a very popular channel with a creator who is definitely on the ascending arc, and we'll kind of get into the numbers shortly. But I don't know. I think if you're a fan of Trump and you're a fan of Golf YouTube who doesn't really care about the politics, you're going to have really enjoyed that video. I think it came across pretty well in all respects. I don't think I felt too uncomfortable watching it because I was trying to put aside any kind of personal opinions on the politics of it.
I think my uncomfortability didn't come from his politics necessarily. It came from, glorifying someone who has been horrible to a lot of minorities, and it just felt a little bit strange to be very much like the guy at the Olympics who served some prison
in
sentence.
2016. He was a convicted rapist, and now he's back playing again.
And
it just
like,
feels a bit.
You're like, okay, do we really want to be celebrating you at this point? I'm not sure.
I think one of the big differences is with Trump, like, he is obviously a person, he's a political figure, he's running for election. But for a lot of people, he's a character.
Yeah.
He's someone, he's a TV personality.
He's a caricature, I think.
Ultimately.
He's a movie star.
Yeah, so, like,
Down the hall to the left.
So if people are watching this video and they're watching for Trump, like, chances are they're already going to be engaged with him as a character. They're already going to not really care about anything. They're just going to want to enjoy, like, him playing golf.
Yeah, it was just weird seeing Donald Trump on cart cam. That was the weirdest. It was the weirdest thing for me. It's
a
just
real
like,
moment.
It wasn't flattering though either as well. Like, he did make him look a little bit old. I thought that's the first time I looked at him. I was like, "But you are right." When he came up on cart cam, I was like, "This is weird."
It's just
now.
mad. Like, they're having, like, conversations, and it's just like,
Well,
that's Donald Trump. It's
He
just
is
like,
the oldest presidential candidate in history.
Yeah, and also the only one to be convicted whilst in office.
And also,
so.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Obviously, like,
You're welcome, America.
well, obviously, once you're a president, you'll always get called a president.
Oh,
once
yeah.
you've had it right.
Yeah. President Trump.
President Trump. That's it.
Forever.
But to be slightly devil's advocate about it, obviously we're talking that they are in a presidential campaign right now, and there is some sort of level that there is some kind of like fluff piece, sort of maybe kind of showing him off in a way that you don't naturally get to see him. So is there some more ulterior motives to it? Potential. I mean, there always is with anything, I think. But
but I don't think Bryson would have wanted. I think I know he stated it, but like, I wouldn't have felt like he would have wanted to do that for that reason. If you know what I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
He kind of, like you say, just left the politicals to the side.
A standard presidential campaign.
Yeah.
Play golf on YouTube, pretend to get shot.
Oh God! There we go. I think with anything like this, I've got to be honest. I don't really think it's going to affect the outcome of a presidential.
No, of course not.
Unless you have to put down why you voted for someone. Mr. Trump, because that putt on 17 was excellent.
Yeah.
It's like a quiz question, like 1 mark for this, and then describe your reason. 2 marks.
Show your workings.
I'm saying, like, you talk about him, being in this presidential campaign at the minute. Like, his most recent rally talk that he did,
oh my God,
he balled it up.
It was weird,
and
though,
he was
he was so long.
Yeah, he kept going, like, dragged it out, and he was talking about it, and he was going on. It's just like, it is now diverted into his, like, political campaign.
And he was like talking about Bryson. He was like, Bryson's a 29-year-old, lovely chap, lovely
beautiful
golfer,
man.
Beautiful man. Just like, what?
It just shows, like, how wild, like, golf YouTube has become. Like, this is a golf YouTube video. This is something which started, I'm going to say, like, I was one of the first ones to kind of make YouTube videos. Like, there was me and my golf, there was Mark Crossfield, there was Rick before me, but I was in that first initial wave.
In the initial cresting.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
And
in the beginning.
It was literally making coaching videos.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was golf YouTube. That was basically what you had. Yeah. And now we've reached this point. And the numbers from this video are kind of staggering. And if you're into the numbers of YouTube videos, then you'll love this. If not, then it might not mean anything to you. But at the moment, after a week, it's got 10 million views. It's got 351,000 likes, which is
crazy.
Almost unheard of on most videos, never mind a golf YouTube video. Yeah. And then 42,000 comments as well. Like, the engagement with this video is absolutely off the chain. We don't have access to like watch time numbers, but I imagine in golf terms,
I want to see this. I want to see it.
This must be the most watched and the most hours viewed golf video of the year from anyone. It has to be.
You want to see
Bryson,
like the retention graph?
Yeah, Bryson, if you've got the retention graph, chuck it up for us. We'd love to see
that
it.
would be
That's
cool.
some nerdy YouTube stuff right there. And we'd love to see the AB on the thumbnail. We'd love to see, love to see all of that. Have you got dips and spikes during the ads?
Do you know how many YouTube subscribers Bryson gained from this video?
I don't think I knew how many he had before.
I knew what he was on when we looked, but I don't know what he's on now.
I'm going to guess like 300,000.
No. He was on 850,000 subscribers.
Yes, when we start.
At the start of the video, he was like, guys, subscribe, all the rest of it, on a race to 1 million, like you do. He's now on 1.26 million.
Oh, so he won the race.
He won the race to 1 million versus Grant. So he's on... He gained 500,000 subscribers from that one video. So, we can talk about, the rights and the wrongs and, did you agree with it or not? Did you enjoy it or not? Are you a Trump fan or not? Whatever. Bryson is sat at home with his nice gold play button from YouTube thinking, I made the right decision.
Do you reckon that's going next to his 2 US Open trophies?
And he's lived... Honestly,
Pushed him out of the way.
I reckon he puts it in the middle.
Smack bang middle.
Puts it in the middle.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe, and I genuinely think this, when he gets that gold play button, he's going to be as happy
As he did.
as like when he's been winning trophies.
Yeah. I reckon
It's
that's
an
it.
achievement in another field.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild.
That's
Anyway,
great.
let us know what you think about that video, if you've watched it, if you've stayed away from it. We'd love to know your thoughts. Get into the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are more than welcome to come over to the YouTube community and subscribe there and join the Discord. All the links are in the description below.
When's our video with Keir Starmer coming out?
I was going to say Rishi Sunak.
Which one would be better? Like, which one would get, do you think, more like
again,
views?
we will host the match
Oh, we'll have
between
it.
the two.
I don't even know if both of them play, but
Yeah.
even better if they don't.
Corbyn on the back.
We'll do lessons first.
I don't think he'd be on the match.
Match referee.
Go for a walk in the Lake District before, like Gary Neville did with Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Just imagine as he walks up to Windermere Golf Club, where the hello.
We'd have to get Farage, wouldn't we?
Oh no, he's just going to keep hitting it too far right. Anyway,
Yes, you can have that
Very
one.
good.
Back. And I promise that's not on there.
That was good.
we are going to swing subtly from Bryson into where he plays most of his golf, the LIV Golf Tour, and the event that took place at the JCB Golf Country Club in the heart of England. Now, we had a man on the ground, a spy who infiltrated the gates to bring you the inside scoop of what happens behind the scenes at LIV. Which is Kieran. Who got to get away with his mates. So we'll kind of get into the kind of what happened there. So the event took place at JCB. It's a pretty exclusive club in England. Not many people play it. I've played it a while ago. It's good. Like it's a good track.
Yeah, you can't.
So cool.
Little clang.
Yeah.
There. You can't get on it. You can't just like book a visitor and pay a green fee and turn up.
No,
you have to get
it's-
invited.
It's kind of meant for JCB corporate clients mostly. So, someone comes over from, I don't know, Scandinavia, wants to order 100 tractors, and they're like, okay, well,
now
thanks.
have a round.
Yeah.
Have a round of golf.
So you can't just think, I dig this course, I want to play it.
So you're saying, okay.
No, very good. Very
I was
good.
gonna brush over it, but we'll sit on it for a minute. So if we buy a tractor, we can play. Is that the ticket in?
Yeah, buy a new one, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's probably, I reckon.
Or digger.
Or a digger?
Or digger. Yeah.
Or a
or
forklift.
combine harvester?
Yeah, but it's right next to the so the course is right next to like the headquarters, from what I understand. Like, there's a massive.
It's literally next door, and in the course when you when you do play it, it does strike you as an opportunity for the diggers to really get stuck in.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And, like,
they've moved some dirt.
Oh, they have moved a lot of dirt.
They've moved some dirt.
I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yeah.
But it is in the middle of nowhere. Can I also just premise this as well?
Where actually is it close to?
So you head to Walton Towers.
Right, yeah.
Turn left.
Okay.
Go into the countryside.
Yeah.
Pass a few castles. And keep going for half an hour.
Right.
And eventually you'll get to this really pretty nondescript flat bit of land, and built onto the side of a hill next to it is JCB.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
So
So like
middle of nowhere.
Stoke-ish, like across?
Ish.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's next, but like
It's so far in like the middle of nowhere. It's on a road where you go from one place to the other without stopping.
There's nothing.
It's one of we
It's like the Isla de Muerto. You
We
can only
stayed
be
in
found by people who already know where it is.
Everyone goes there with a compass. It just like spins
Yeah.
around.
We stayed in Burton upon Trent, so it was near there. If you know where that is.
And it was like a 40-minute drive.
35-minute taxi. Yeah, we got a taxi there, and it's just like, where are we going?
Good lord.
So random.
But what did you think? What did you think of the course?
Oh, of course, I thought it was great. Like it was. It's obviously been made. Obviously, like you say, it's been made to sort of schmooze clients and stuff like this. But it was built for a tournament.
Yeah.
You know, whether that be obviously it's gone on LIV now, but like whether it was the DP World Tour or anything, like it was made and can host a big event.
Yeah.
Like it did. I mean, it sold out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There was so many people there. It was quite weird, really. Like when we sort of got out the taxi. You ever been to like a festival and you can hear like the boom, boom,
Yeah.
going
You're
on?
getting closer and
you're
closer,
like,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And it was a kind of weird one as well, because we were like, what is going on? Because obviously, like, we've been, used to go into sort of some DP World Tour events. We've been to a couple of opens as well. So it's just a completely and utterly different vibe to what you've ever seen before if you've ever been to a golf tournament. But I really think the LIV model is the future. I really do. I really think the LIV model, in terms of getting the crowds in, getting the music going. I really think it's a potential.
Is this a little bit of recency bias?
Do you know what? When I was there, I was kind of really trying to make a judgment, having a good time, but like trying to make a judgment of like if I'm really liking this, and like am I liking the fact that people are not on the party hole on the 14th. That was everyone was screaming and shouting, and there was music going on. So it was carnage, but. Yeah,
with the party hole, just for people who might not have seen it, is that the one hole at every LIV event where they build like a bit of a stand round and everyone can just get laid?
Kind of their own sort of like 16th at TPC Scottsdale sort of thing, but a bit smaller. But like on the tier, we were on the opposite side because you had to have like tickets to go into that bit. They were like 200 quid. We couldn't get those. So we were at the back on the green. Still in amongst the atmosphere, there's still quite a lot of people there, and everyone was surrounding it. But
you say the £200 ticket. How much was just a general admission ticket?
That's probably what I'd say was a really good thing. The early access tickets I know were 20 quid.
So like for a sport event, that's just unheard of.
That's so cheap.
And then they went to £35.
Again, still good.
And then like within a couple of weeks before they sold out, I saw that they were going up sort of like incrementally a little bit, like £2 every couple of days sort of thing. Yeah. But no, that was a good thing, and
so if you knew you wanted to go, you could get in.
And
from my perspective, it's like if you wanted to take your kids or you wanted to take your family or whatever, that's super accessible.
Yeah.
20 quid is like.
Now, obviously, the interesting thing will be when we come back round to next year, and if it was a sellout event and those first early access tickets become £40.
Yeah.
But if they can keep it like accessible for that would be great.
You certainly made. The money went elsewhere in terms of like a beer was $7.70.
Okay, there you go.
A hot dog. Hot dog and chips was.
It's not terrible.
You know what? $7.70 is expensive, but like compared to let's say PGA Champs is always the one you go to, which was like what, $18 or something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, the Open at Liverpool was
What was that? That was six. Was that six?
I thought that was quite good.
It's
there.
about 7. Yeah, it's quite similar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought 3 pints and I don't think I had a lot of change out of
You were
30
getting
quid.
You were getting neckles.
because
30 quid.
you tried to give him a $5.
Yeah.
This will do, won't it?
Yeah.
Be all right.
But no, like the whole vibe was great, and like so when we got there about 2 hours before, and obviously everyone is a bit carnage before everything starts because everyone's teeing off at the same time, so they've got their own sort of slots, and they were walking up this hill onto the green, and we'd sort of everyone was coming through, and all the big players, your Rahms, your Brooks, your Bryce, and didn't really want to get involved, which was a surprise with Bryson, to be fair, but. Everyone was everyone I spoke to, had a fair few people come up to me and be like, where's Pete and stuff like this, and like, love the podcast.
He's on the 15th. He's just teeing off.
Exactly. Yeah. And they were all saying like, we really want to see Bryson and stuff like that. But a lot of like all the Majestics teams signed everything, which is
Wow.
pretty cool.
That's
so
good.
like Stenson, Poulter, Westwood and Sam Horsfield. So everything I saw of those, they signed a lot. So that was pretty cool.
Did you go in the pub? The
No, we
Majestics
didn't
pub?
know we
You
couldn't
see
get
that?
in. That was cool. That was really, really cool. On the ninth green, that was cool. It was a pub.
Majestic,
Yeah.
the Majestics Arms.
It was cool. It was cool. But I don't know if you needed to be like a Majestics member to get in, because I certainly
A
we couldn't get in.
Majestics member.
Yeah. So like they
They sent Lee a message.
Like a fan club.
I know if you were a Majestics member, there was a few like in the range. You had a great viewing point of the range. There was a couple of tents that were Majestic. So because it's their home event, I think that's why they kind of got.
Okay, right.
They kind of were they were the main ones. I mean, they didn't play very well. I think they shot 2 under. I could be wrong there, but like it's a round as a team. So they were bottom. But and the players' reactions as well. Some were great. Some were lapping it up. Some were loving it. I didn't see this, but I heard John Rahm was, telling people to shut up.
Yeah. That came out. That was on social
so I don't
almost
think-
immediately.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite there yet with the LIV model.
We should probably say as well that, and this is maybe one of the criticisms that like people level at the LIV events. Like we've just spent here a good 10, kind of 15 minutes chatting about LIV and the event and what it was like to be there without actually mentioning the fact that Rahm won.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So Rahm won. Tyrrell had a chance to force a playoff on the last, and he just missed a kind of 5-footer. But maybe that's one of the issues. Like if you're going to go to a LIV event, you're going to go in to watch some golf. You're going to have a good time. The result, you weren't actually that bothered.
Oh yeah, no, there was a lot of people are definitely not involved. They're not
for the golf.
They just want to see really good shots and a bit of sort of like reaction from the players, and they got that, which is that was what I really liked.
Did you see, and this, because this is one thing I'm actually quite interested in, because this is the model that LIV are trying to go for. How many people were walking around like decked out in Majestics gear?
Yeah, did you see team shirts knocking about and hats and stuff?
Do you know? I saw a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Went in the merch tent. I actually did I bought a t-shirt.
Oh,
You bought
a t-shirt, yeah.
I did. And you're not wearing it. What t-shirt did you get?
A Smash GC. I love it. This was right at the end of the. We were like, by the end of the day, we were.
You were Smash GC.
Yeah. So we had that.
So you are now Team Smash.
Yeah. But they, a couple of mates bought like hats. They bought t-shirts and stuff, and they were reasonably priced as well. They were 25 quid. So it was. It was great from the LIV perspective of obviously like they weren't really asking for much money in terms of the tickets and merch. But yeah, other than that, that's your money that you would spend there would be through the beer and through the other stuff.
Okay, so you've been to LIV, you've been to a DP World Tour event, you've been to a PGA Tour event. Put them in order. Which one was the most fun, and which one was the best?
LIV was definitely the most fun, 100%. Then I put that first. I put the PGA Tour event. Obviously, like the only PGA Tour event I've ever been to is Scottsdale, TPC Scottsdale, and Waste Management. And like,
so that's a good comparison.
Yeah, it's a great comparison. But like the only, obviously we saw the videos of a few fans like chucking things on the tees. Like there was none of that. Nothing of like people throwing stuff about. So that
we're
was
British and we are.
Yeah, I was
doing
just
it
thinking we're
properly
very
here.
polite.
Yeah.
Is there a cue to throw our beer on the green?
That is not the reason.
Because it's 770.
It's because we're British, and it's because if we spend $7.70 on a pint,
Yeah, we're not chucking it, yeah.
There is not a drop
Do
of
you
that being
reckon, do you
wasted.
reckon maybe they thought that? Maybe they sort of thought that in their head.
Yeah,
But
maybe. The reason that they throw them is because people don't care because they're too cheap at waste management.
They're not that.
Oh no, they're not. They're really expensive.
They're $10.
They're worse. Yeah.
They're $10.
However, on the 16th, generally you're in hospitality.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
just
So
run
you
to,
are getting
run
them
to the
for
bar,
free.
rum and
Yeah.
coke, and then
Yeah.
just launch it.
So like,
With the ice.
yeah. So in terms of that, if you compare the waste management to this live event, like it was people were just as drunk, but like it wasn't as, it was well managed, if you know what I mean.
So live number one.
Yeah, live number one. I'll go PGA Tour second, and then DP World Tour third. And then I also, when I was sort of there, I was like, you can't compare this to a major because the major has so much history, you know, and there's so much on the line for that. So you can imagine why the players are sort of within themselves.
Completely
why,
different vibe,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh,
Well,
completely.
I think one of the things that we've spoken about a few times about LIV is kind of regards to that I especially can't really get involved with it that much because of the fact there's no sort of pedigree or kind of build up, and when Rahm wins, I'm not super excited he's won LIV. When you kind of make that point with the majors, is like I feel like definitely when you're on the ground at an event like that, you feel that kind of aura of how historic and the pedigree behind it and all that kind of stuff. Whereas, as you've mentioned there, like LIV doesn't really provide that. And not to say that it couldn't maybe do that in 5-10 years' time if they maybe kind of create a bit more of a kind of model around each individual event. Yeah. But you're saying kind of like just the general atmosphere is a kind of different thing to...
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely think that it's something that DP World Tour and PGA Tour can, in some aspect, take a leaf out of their book a little bit and change the way that they think about the event, especially in the lower events, the ones that don't get your, as big of a publicity week in, week out, sort of thing. So obviously like the elevated events are a different sort of thing. So I just hope one day it can all sort of come together. And
I think it's going to be, obviously the PGA Tour have bought into TGL, which is going to be starting. We've kind of forgotten about this. It's going to be starting beginning of next year.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as their stadium doesn't fall down again.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they've reinforced it and really got a pump on standby. just to keep the air in.
Wasn't that the name of one of our podcasts last year?
The pump.
Like the stadium got burst and fell down. Like, should they have bought an extra pump? I believe it.
that is a catchy title.
I hope not.
Didn't we lean into that at some point? I remember us talking about it last year. There was some sort of pump joke.
I'd hope that didn't get past the
the
committee.
Maybe you weren't there for that one.
But we will see. But no, it's interesting. I think it's probably worth going to one just to see what it's like. So maybe, I don't know,
This time next year.
Next time,
and I don't know if it will be in JCB again, but I'd happily go back there. You know what I mean? And like I say, it can host. It has acres and acres of space everywhere. So it's very, very, very good. Really, really enjoyed it.
Cool, nice. Well, again, let us know what you think about LIV Tour.
Yeah, if you went as well, if you get down in the comments, let us know.
Big shout
what
out
you
to
think.
Joe and Owen as well. I said I'd say hello.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you saw Kieran at the LIV event, just put in the comments how drunk he actually
No, you
was.
didn't. You didn't see him.
Do not.
You didn't see him. He wasn't there.
With from the LIV Tour, we might as well kind of slink over to the PGA Tour, which is now entering the playoff stage. Building up to the Tour Championships, the FedEx Cup, which is going to be battled over at Eastlake in Atlanta. Get my words out. And beforehand, there is something going on.
Yes. Can you confirm that you are going to the PGA Tour?
I am going to the PGA Tour, yes.
Kind of.
I am going to be playing at the Tour Championship on the Wednesday in something called the Creator Classic, which is an event on the Wednesday on Eastlake's back nine. Me and a load of other creators are going to be facing off. The top four best scores are going to go into a playoff, and the winner is going to get I don't know, pat on the back.
You get a
You don't
starting,
get a place in the.
No, you get a starting position in the final group.
You start 11 under at the top.
By the way, now with like PJ talk.
Are we going to get into this about Scotty?
If you actually want to make a video which is going to pop,
Oh, right, okay.
do that. Whoever wins the Creator Classic, start them at a good score
Yeah.
in the Tour Championship and see what happens.
What do you think you would need to start on to even have a chance?
What did they start on normally?
They start on 10 under.
10 and 10. So if
Which also, by the way, the fact that Scotty has
So
done this all this
stupid.
year and gets a one-shot lead into that is insane. But anyway,
so are they starting at 10 under, or can they start from 0?
they're starting 10-9
Okay,
at what they usually do. You're at the top, but you need to start on a score.
10, 4 rounds.
Course is hard.
I'm going to say I'd need to start on 45 under.
We're going to say 40.
PGA Tour, there's your video.
At least you're honest. At least you're honest.
I mean, 45, but bear in mind, so you're looking at that course. I would say if I play well, maybe I'd be able to shoot 5 over, say. And let's say I play really consistent. So I'm going to be losing 20 shots. So automatically I'm down to 25. I'm presuming that Scotty Scheffler is going to do Scotty Scheffler things
And shoot 500
and
every
shoot
day.
500 every day.
Fair enough.
So I need that. Obviously, I've not played this course before. I am looking forward to this. It's interesting because really the last 2 years, more than any, have really shown how big YouTube Golf and how big creators have become. And we are in a risk of, being in a bit of an echo chamber. And, we know people within this space with the people who watch and all the rest of it. But there was a report out the other day, which I've referenced before in The Athletic, about just how many people are watching the golf YouTube niche in comparison to your traditional medias and your traditional fare with golf, which is professional tours. And it's not even close anymore. Like it's ludicrously weighted towards online content, specifically YouTube.
Yeah, thanks, Bryson.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So
Yeah, if it wasn't already.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an incredible. And I think what PGA Tour are doing here is they're looking at the landscape. They're going, right, how can we get people who are engaged with golf from YouTube, because it's very engaged, it's very dedicated, it's growing, whilst people watching tour golf is stagnant and shrinking. So how do we get people from over here to over here?
Let them wear shorts.
Phase 1.
You wear shorts on live.
If there is one thing that we can commend the PGA Tour for doing, especially this year, and I feel there's a kind of a little bit of, I don't know how you feel about it, but like to feel a little bit of sort of joy and happiness, and also a bit of proudness to the fact that you've been a part of this kind of in a way, especially starting with the Myrtle Beach Classic, and that the tour have started to take in a little bit account of what YouTube Golf is doing. We had the announcement yesterday about the Bryan Bros and Grant for the FedEx St. Jude Championship that's coming up for the first round of the playoffs. They're going to be part of a alternative coverage.
Yeah.
So you can watch the Bryan Bros in the studio. Grant's going to be on the course. You think of what this would have seemed so alien and so far away, even like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But what they've done is like kind of transitioned and kind of seen almost, it's become so big now that they couldn't ignore it. I think.
I was going to say they don't have a choice, because the fact that no one's watching theirs and everyone's watching ours means that, I need to go somewhere to get the viewers.
Yeah,
Let me
exactly.
bring those people who bring them.
And I mean, I'm super excited because you're going to go over, you're going to play in this 9-hole event. It's going to be packaged up and win, obviously. Going to be packaged up as if it's like, the tour coverage with the cameras, with the graphics, all that kind of. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and it's going to be broadcast live on YouTube, which is great.
That's
So
good, yeah.
So everyone can
Not
watch.
put it behind a paywall.
Yeah,
or
yeah. And that's the thing, and that's the reason at the base of it why kind of YouTube and online golf has catapulted itself to this kind of state now. Because at the point of you watching, yes, you've got to watch a few ads on YouTube, but it's free. Like anyone can access this stuff. And the creators who are on there, your Grants, your Bryan Bros, your Brysons, if you do want to put them in this, these guys are people who you can have like a direct contact with, who are accessible, and you don't have to watch them at a specific time on a Thursday to a Sunday.
Yeah.
You can watch this stuff anytime.
And I can pause them
and come back, and
and
Nothing will have changed.
No. And I think it's good, like you said. I think this PGA is just seeing what's happening, and they're saying, okay, we need a part of this. We know this is the future now. It's probably taken everyone a little bit too long, and I think some people, obviously, we do have to mention, we do have to understand that a lot of people still just watch tour golf. They're not asked about YouTube or anything like that. But definitely the younger demographic, the younger audience, that's where they're at.
The audience that the PGA Tour need.
They need, absolutely. And it's interesting how it's all working as well, because Pro Shops, which is the production company which is going to be filming this and organising this, that's invested in by the PGA Tour, but it's Chad Munn, who is the
Full Swing guy,
producer of Full Swing on Netflix. So you can these things are just like circling each other a little bit, and how it's all going to come together, I'm not 100%.
So what you're saying is you're going to be in Full Swing.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got to make sure you do the
sign the NDA.
NDA, that's it.
Better than that, Record Breakers Season 3 live on Netflix.
Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, I spoke to Chad. He said it's good.
Oh, okay.
Live. Fryer live.
Good Lord, definitely not.
How is that going to work?
There's no one fast enough with a beat button for that to happen.
It should be so uncut, like so just raw.
I'll tell you what. For next season, I'll do a non-beeped, non-cut edit for Discord. We'll put it out on Discord.
That's good. I like that.
God, just imagine.
Finch and Fryer swearing it up at the hardest courses in the UK.
I don't swear. So,
of course,
with that's going to be coming in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
probably
come quick. Back end of August.
We need to book some hotels and flights.
Need to do that.
This is a big problem.
That's on the agenda today.
Yeah.
Also on the agenda right now, currently getting prepared to take on Le Golf National.
Happening this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, this weekend. Yeah.
Is the golf at the Olympics. So it's been reintroduced first of all in Rio. So it's had a kind of a few loops now of the Olympic rota to kind of get settled in. And
shout out Justin Rose.
Yeah, go on, Rosie.
And I think in Team GB, I think it's Matt Fitzpatrick and Tommy Fleetwood, I believe.
Indeed, yeah.
Fleets and Fitzpatrick.
All the two, they're going over.
Fitz and Fleets.
And of course, you've got representatives from all over the world. It's a bit weird, like the criteria for getting in this, because it's based on kind of world rankings.
Yeah.
And if you're like an up and coming player from, a country which isn't normally associated from golf, because I did look into this relatively seriously. So,
for God's sake.
I'm in the process at the moment of trying to get my Latvian passport. I am half Latvian on my mum's side. So I can apply for an EU passport, which I'd love at the airport. Just breeze past everyone.
Yeah, well, we're there with the camera bags like a bunch of...
We go
Kieran
right,
will be
and they go
right.
left.
There you go.
It'll be me and you.
Yeah.
That's Brexit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his Irish passport. What can I...
I'm one generation away from being able to get an Irish one.
There's probably some sort of, we have Corsican pirates back in the day, so
I don't think
I could track that down somewhere.
I don't think a Corsican passport's on the agenda right now. So I can get that. And I was thinking, well, now it's back in the Olympics, there's no real kind of Latvian professional golf scene. If I got the passport and I worked really hard, like I could go shoot 80 at the Olympics.
That would be so
You
good.
could call yourself an Olympian.
I could be an
You could
Olympian.
get the tattoo like everyone else.
And I was thinking, oh my God, this is a possibility.
You were just trying to do a Rory Sabatini.
Absolutely. I was trying to do a Rory Sabatini, except he got a silver. He's actually a decent golfer. He's done nothing since like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's do this. But then they really limited the criteria. So it's like the top, he picked from like top 100 in the world or something stupid. So that's annoying.
That's a shame.
And I also think it's very un-Olympics.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that you should, anyone can become an Olympian and work hard at it.
For most sports, it's down to that country's Olympic committee to pick, or you qualify, and then if enough people qualify, they pick the people they think are going to go and win medals.
Yeah.
So maybe we just need to lobby the Latvian government and say, listen, guys, Peter Finch will bring eyes to the team.
Yeah.
He will, he'll bring positive energy. We'll come and film it for you. It doesn't need to be that good.
I've got an idea. Sneak me in under the guise of being in another sport, and then if I just rock up in the team outfit at the golf,
which you can buy.
what are they going to do? They're not going to say no, are they?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, you're a professional golfer representing Latvia. Well, you're not on the list. They said, oh, no, I'm there at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'll just write my name in.
You can have Morris Flitcroft the Olympics.
Yeah. Well, no one's going to really check, are they?
Well, you can set up like a bobsled team, maybe. If that doesn't work.
There's 4 of us.
There we go.
No, Latvia have a prestigious history at the Winter Olympics. So
I suppose they probably do. Don't they?
yeah,
That's true.
it's not something that we could sneak in. They're very good at
We
that
need
kind of
we need one of us to have some linkage to some golf and the winter sport.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting into the Irish team. I'll tell you that much. It's true.
But it's also interesting that USA have 4. So I think that's because I think Wyndham Clark's gets it automatically through the US Open.
It's like
something like about the majors, I thought.
and I think it's the amount of players as well.
Right,
So like
okay.
if at the world top 100 and you had like 50 American players in that, like they should get more.
Right, got you.
If that's the qualifying criteria,
Right, got
know.
you, got you.
that should happen.
I don't know. I think you should send 2 golfers into battle, and they should Hunger Games it to death until someone comes out.
Well, I don't see why you can't have that prospect of just like, you know, someone like a country with no golfing heritage, like at all, with no professional golfers. Like I don't know the golfing scene in Papua New Guinea. Like who knows what's going on down there? I have no idea. But why can't they just pick 2 guys, 2 girls, and be like, you know what?
Go and have a go.
Have a go.
Yeah.
It's happened before. We had Eddie the Eel in the
Eddie the
swimming.
Eel.
We had, you know, there's been countless. That's the joy of the Olympics is that you know, you just want. He qualified for the final because everyone else was disqualified.
Yeah.
Like it should be possible.
And like at the end of the day, if like Scotty Scheffler runs away with the gold medal again, oh great for Scotty, you know, fantastic, it's a great achievement. But don't you want to see some like guy who's maybe a 20 handicapper like struggle over the line,
Shaking
like,
for a putt for 99 on the
hold the putt on the last like break 80 or break 90, but like yay! And like the crowd goes wild, everyone's getting behind him. That'd be great.
He jumps
I
in the
love
lake.
that.
Jumps in the lake at the Golf National.
Yeah, just think how much more interaction that would get than just what is effectively a tour event at the Olympics.
I honestly think it should be team based. So it should either be a scramble or it should be alternate shot. So you don't play your own ball every single time, which makes it much more of a team event. And I also think that it should be amateurs. It shouldn't be pro golfers.
It's moved so, like sport in general has moved so far beyond that point now.
Well, they have the same rules in football. Like you can't pick, isn't it? Like you can't have
You
anyone
can have
over. You can have 3 players over 23 or something like that.
Yeah.
So you know, there's precedent for that being the case. You know, how great would it be to have, you know, the guy who won the British Amateur versus the guy who won the US Amateur at the Olympics in the final. You know, and they're playing a scramble or what? That'd be so good.
I mean, to say, despite all of that, and despite like the fact that how amazing it is, you could have these stories through. Do we actually think golf belongs in the Olympics? Should it be there?
I'm personally, yes, obviously, we're in golf. We want golf to be everywhere. I'm a little bit more of a traditionalist in thinking like, I kind of want there to be less sports going on.
Oh, really?
Which is obviously terrible because, like, if you're a skateboarder, for example, like the Olympics suddenly becomes the peak of that sport. Like, I don't know about skateboarding, but I'm presuming that's the case.
No. Street League in the US is the biggest.
Whatever. Like, you pick a sport that's not normally in the mainstream. You elevate it to breakdancing. You elevate it to the Olympics, and all of a sudden, that sport, that kind of Olympic medal becomes the peak of the sport. Yeah. So, which is great, and I love that. But I don't think traditionally the Olympics really imagine that someone would be doing a grind on a half pipe and like winning a medal for that.
Yeah.
That's my Tony Hawk coming out.
That was so old man.
But that was all technically correct, wasn't it? Thank you.
Yeah.
See?
You
technically would grind
I don't know why I'm asking the other old man here.
You technically would grind on the coping of the half pipe.
I'll give over.
But I'm just saying.
You boy. You are one of those person who watches the Olympics and thinks they're an expert at a sport after 5 minutes.
I was screaming at dressage the other day.
Get your knees up! Oh no, too much of a splash on that dive, or they're going to mark it down.
Maybe that's the criteria.
Stick the landing. I was
every
shouting.
sport I'm watching at the Olympics, I want to have to sit there and be like a couch feeling just like, no, that's wrong. Too much splash on the dive. Whereas with the golf, it's like, oh well, he's hit a good shot there, so I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think It does belong if you put it in the context of the other sports that are there. It has to. It's like one of the most popular sports in the world. And when you put it alongside some of the other sports, which probably you could have an argument that they might not belong there, it has to be there. Like squash, we have this argument every year. Why the hell is it squash?
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
2028.
2028. It's coming.
Thankfully, it's going to be there. The guy who's running squash must have slept with someone or something. I don't know what's going on, but like
there's been a fallout.
I don't know what's happening.
They might have lost their Olympic ring, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe when squash enters, they put another one on.
Yeah. I think and I do think golf should be there, but I don't think it should be there in the way that it is. I think that they could do a lot more things with it. I think that the announcement that supposedly in 2028 as well, they're going to have a mixed event as well, so it's going to be male and female as a team.
Great.
I think that's a good start. I think that they could have gone a better way of going about it, maybe incorporating more of a team element into it and kind of taking a bit more of a Ryder Cup-ish model of it. I don't quite know how they go about it, but especially if they could kind of do like groups of 4 and it's like the male and female and they kind of play, because you could have 2 matches going on back to back over the same time, and in the morning they play a foursome and then they play a 4-ball, and then you go through a group stage and there's more of like a ladder maybe, just kind of making it a bit more.
Just the sheer amount of teams, though, isn't it?
That's the problem.
The sheer amount of countries, and like I don't know how many people have actually entered for it, but I imagine it's in the region of like 150. So
maybe you play a qualifying round.
Potentially.
If enough people, you get points, and then those people play in a match play situation. I think there's definitely a space for more match play, more team golf, and LIV is starting to kind of move that a little bit. But I think the Olympics, I think you're right. They missed an opportunity to make it very, because I could then just root for GB instead of rooting for Fleetwood.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing as well. Like, if you have, I know it's not quite possible at the moment because obviously Team USA has 4 players, all the rest of it. Like, if you had an even number of players, if it was again like 3 from each country or whatever, then you could have a team event running inside of normal event. Like Scottish Sheffield wins, great, but like on
the combined scores of everyone,
Team France wins.
So,
it's that
so you're saying like a 2 medal, like there'll be an individual and a team.
Absolutely.
Like you say, like the dressage, they have the team eventing and then they have the individual whilst it's going on.
Like it might not be possible, but you can have like, let's say in Paris, have the Golf National. You can have that for 2 weeks.
Yes, exactly.
You could have team events, you could have the mixed events, you could have the individual stroke play, you could have match play, you could have
long drive,
nearest the pin, up and down. Like you could have a whole host of events going on that week, and you can have multiple gold medals. But you need, if that's the case, and it is going to be pro golfers, you obviously need to buy in every 4 years from them. I mean, Rory McIlroy, kind of his quote here. It's well documented that I haven't won one of the big 4 majors in the last 10 years. It would probably be one, if not the biggest of my career in the last 10 years, if he was to go on and win the gold medal in Paris, which is, you need that from the top players.
Yeah, if they buy in and I think they do, like, Ricky Fowler is renowned for the Olympics tattoo. Like lots of Olympians will go and get the tattoo to mark the occasion of being an Olympian, and being ticking that off your sporting list of bucket list thing for lots of these athletes, not just in golf, in every sport really. I think if the players buy in and they see it as the pinnacle of their sporting career, obviously outside of the majors, then I think it deserves to be there.
Yeah, and I think that obviously the only time the Europeans and USAs get to and also with the President's Cup as well, with the rest of the world, they get to host like their continent, but they don't really, obviously America with their own country, but for like Ludwig Aberg, he can do Sweden, like they're representing their own country, which I love, and on an individual perspective as well. So,
Would you like to know the list of other sports that are coming in 2028, Jacob? We'll be very happy.
Yeah, go on.
Squash.
Great.
Oh my God, cricket is as well.
Flag football.
Yeah, okay, that's so American.
That's an odd one. Baseball and softball. Lacrosse.
So this is all just very American.
And cricket.
But
Yeah.
like lacrosse,
That'd be interesting.
Lacrosse to me, that is a small enough, random enough sport to belong.
Oh yeah,
cool,
100%.
Like unless you're into lacrosse, you're never going to sit down on a Friday night and say, I could watch a bit of lacrosse.
Love a bit of helmeted stick whacking.
Like you never sit down and think, I really want to watch fencing tonight. Or you get up on a Saturday early because, the archery's on. It doesn't happen. But every 4 years, you get someone throwing a javelin, and you're like, "This is the best thing ever."
I contacted a local badminton club.
What, off the back of watching?
Off the back of watching badminton.
Yeah.
I was like, I miss playing badminton. I want to go and play badminton again.
Yeah, and I'd love to do fencing.
Yeah.
And I've done archery in the past. I could watch that and get back into
Yeah,
it.
you're a Latvian champion.
There's so many things you could do. There's so many things that you could do.
Yeah, we're in.
I wonder what the qualified is for like other sports.
We were trying to work this out. Which sport, if you had to start from scratch, which Olympic sport is the most accessible?
Table tennis.
Oh no, you're getting
You get murked.
you're getting murdered at table tennis.
Yeah, no, but practice.
I would hope
You've got to
so.
qualify for the Olympics though.
Yeah, I reckon I can give that
In
a good go.
4 years' time in LA, you think if you had 4 years of practice and grind, you'd get in the table tennis team?
Yeah.
Bear in mind,
Okay.
you have to pick this. So you could get in because you could represent Ireland.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to pick a sport which no one else in Ireland is currently good enough at that you could surpass them within that time period. So I'm going to throw it out there and say there's probably a few Irish girls and guys who are pretty good at table
Yeah,
tennis
that's true.
already.
They're in the comments right now saying that you couldn't have them.
I'll take you on.
So
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
like shooting. Like if you can control your heart rate and you can stand still, shooting straight in. We don't do
Beta
particularly well
blockers.
at that. I believe
that's illegal.
I believe that's illegal.
I don't think you're getting into the Olympic spirit.
I didn't say which is the easiest to cheat at.
What I would do is take drugs.
First thing your mind goes to is peds. It's like straight
Beta
away.
blockers, isn't it?
You could tell he just went to live.
Wow. No, yeah, because like, God, what would it be? Because I reckon like the Latvian,
Archery. Yeah.
To be honest, like target sports, I'm actually worse at golf than pretty much any of them.
Yeah, the thing is, it cannot be something where you have to be genetically gifted, like swimming, long distance running, basketball. Like, it can't be any of those things because your body will not provide that for you.
Yeah.
If it was going to, it would have done. You know, you would be a professional, whatever. But there are a couple where, you know, if you just worked hard enough, and got very lucky, you might be able to make it into the team.
darts going in?
Not yet.
Darts, I reckon. Give myself 4 years.
2032, that
Yeah.
one.
Is
Give
there?
me-
Is I mean, are you representing Ireland? Because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Luke Little's
Yeah,
got us
I'm
covered.
not beating Luke Lickler.
Yeah, but he's English.
Yeah, exactly. So he'd have to represent Ireland, wouldn't he?
Exactly. Yeah, that I'd have to do that.
I reckon shooting.
Yeah, I reckon shooting.
Yeah, I've done it a few times and I was actually quite good, like worryingly good.
Well, like clay pigeon shooting
Like I might have done it in a
No, like
previous life.
targets, like 10-meter target,
Oh no,
isn't it?
no, like you could do clays as
Oh,
well.
you reckon clays?
with the
Yeah,
shotguns.
Yeah. The only other one I thought was if you just put yourself into like ludicrous amounts of debt and just bought a horse and you were just one of the people who owned a horse.
You just need a good horse.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's been trained. I just sit
By
here.
the best horse.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, if you just bought the horse that won last time, buy that and ride it, you'll win.
So
Doesn't Zara Phillips do the horses?
She did, yeah.
She did. Right.
Yeah. Put in the comments if you were going to get yourself into the Olympics.
dinner
Which
with her.
sport do you think is the most
Avid.
accessible?
yeah, and so far our takes on Olympics is most sports should be banned apart from golf. Kieran loves performance-enhancing drugs, and I'm great with a shotgun. So
There we go.
there you go.
Put that together. What'd you get?
So
I don't know.
one sport that is going to be in the Olympics in 2028. Guess the player. Hello and welcome back to the 2024 Rough Cut Open, the game where your knowledge of golf history is more important than your ability to actually hit the ball. How the game works. At the end of each episode, I describe the life and career of a famous golfer, and after each clue, these accomplished professionals write down who they think it is. However many hints it takes them to get home is how many shots they took on that hole. So, if you get a par 5 after just 4 clues, you would finish that hole in 1 under par. Here are the current standings. Let's rejoin the action as the players tee off. Now, I did play with a Discord member this morning. Anton played this par 3 that you're about to play yourselves. So
stop
don't
right
don't write too many numbers.
Love that.
Okay, you've just seen how it works. Here we go. Shot number 1, and listen carefully.
Oh my goodness.
Okay?
I didn't realize I got to do a riddle at the same time.
It's not a riddle, it's just quite a long-winded, wordy one.
questions 3.
Answer the riddle.
And you'll be able to work out when I wrote this as well.
Oh
At this year's Open Championship at Royal Troon, Japan's Aguri Iwasaki shot a round 2 score of 91, which was the worst round score of any Open Championship this decade. He had back-to-back 9s on a par 4 13th and par 3 14th, didn't make a single birdie all day, and tapped in for triple bogey on the par 4 18th. Before Iwasaki tore it up at Troon, today's golfer held the record for the worst round at the Open this decade. His first round at the 2022 Open Championship at St Andrews.
That's where he had his worst round.
Before Iwasaki tore it up at Troon,
Wow.
today's player held the record for the worst round at the Open this decade. His first round at the 2022 Open Championship at St Andrews.
You know what, Mick? I'm often critical of the clues that you give, but that's class. That's very good.
That's a good clue.
That's
Thank
a
you.
very
Yeah.
good clue.
You could tell I was
Yeah.
very
I've got
excited.
like something's like tingling at the back of my brain of like we were there, like we
The worst like pro round or like amateur.
professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, who's that going to be? Interesting.
Don't overthink it.
Interesting. I'm going to overthink it. I'm going to think about it so much.
You'll be glad to know that Anton passed the first shot.
He passed
Yeah,
it.
it's just like
Just didn't hit it.
Whiffed it.
Yeah, dropped in the fairway.
He had a practice swing.
Oh, man. I mean,
And if you are on the Discord, or you want to join the Discord and come and play Guest a Player, do it right now. The link's down there. Come and join the Discord. Come and play Guest a Player. Beat this lot. Particularly Peter Finch, who's currently tied first. Right,
So-
you got a name?
solid guess. I don't think it's right, but I'll give it a go.
Excellent. That's all we need.
What's his first name?
Uh-oh.
It's a bit of a weird one as well, because like the Open 2022 was oh, no, that was a horrendous day. Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
I was thinking of when we played, it was beautiful, but no, the first few days
yeah,
were terrible.
not great.
Yeah.
Everyone got a name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, why not?
Shot number 2. And this is for birdie because it's a par 3. Today's player has won 13 times on the PGA Tour.
No, it's not that guy.
And, excuse me, I'm still reading. Today's player has won 13 times on the PGA Tour and has spent 109 weeks in the OWGR top 10. During that 109-week period, he won the Nissan Los Angeles Open by 1 stroke and won the Open Championship at Royal Troon in a playoff against Greg Norman and Wayne Grady. Stumped. Today's player has won 13 times on the PGA Tour and has spent 109 weeks in the OWGR top 10. During that 109-week period, he won the Nissan Los Angeles Open by 1 stroke and won the Open Championship at Royal Troon in a playoff against Greg Norman and Wayne Grady. Do you think you got it?
Yeah.
You got it.
I think. Well, I remember. Did you say he won at Royal Troon?
I've read the question twice.
Okay.
I will not read it again.
I can be bribed, but currently.
Well, I've got a good guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Would that make sense?
There's two.
Yeah, there's two.
There's two.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I've gotten the right one.
Yeah, same.
Everyone got one?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Everyone got one at home? Wonderful. Shot number 3, and this is for par. Today's player nearly did not attend the Open Championship in the year that he won. His wife... Excuse me, don't swear, first of all. And second of all, don't interrupt me. Oh, my God. Today, he's got the wrong one, which is great. Today's player nearly did not attend the Open Championship in the year that he won. His wife was pregnant with their first child, but she convinced him to fly to Scotland, and the rest is history. When he was presented with the claret jug, he apparently said, "How's my name going to fit on that thing?" Today's player nearly did not attend the Open Championship in the year that he won. His wife was pregnant with their first child, but she convinced him to fly to Scotland, and the rest is history. When he was presented with the claret jug, he apparently asked, "How's my name going to fit on that thing?"
You know, I had there
I'm just gonna.
on my birdie.
Don't say anything because people might have them.
No, on my birdie,
Yeah.
I had 2 reeds.
Oh, God.
I was like, it's either straight or it's a little bit left.
It's
or
a
right.
ridge.
I hit it straight, and I just missed.
Lipped.
And I knew after, as soon as you said that.
Lipped out.
I don't know how to spell. So is spelling is a thing?
Well, you wait till shot number 5.
I think you have to get. I think you have to get at least 60% right.
We'll leave it up to the comments to let us know how you spelled it.
Can I change it?
No, you can't. You've written it and folded it.
You can,
Jacob,
you can
don't?
write it on 3 if you want. No, go on, write it on 3.
I've changed, but I don't feel great about it.
Okay. So if you haven't got it now, you're going to be over par for this hole. Here is your bogey putt. He was a member of the US Ryder Cup team in 1987, 1989, 1991, and 2002. At the 1991 tournament, he lost a 4-shot lead to never won the Open Colin Montgomerie and broke down in tears. The US team went on to win that year, despite his attempts to give the cup back to Team Europe.
Who?
He was a member of the US Ryder Cup team in 87, 89, 91 and 2002, and at the 91 tournament, he lost a 4-shot lead to never won the Open Colin Montgomerie and broke down in tears. The US team went on to win that year, despite his attempts to give the cup back to Team Europe. So if you haven't got it now, you're going to be double bogey for the hole, but don't worry, that's the worst you can do. Here we go.
Spelled it so wrong.
Here's the last one.
I'll be honest, mate. I'm struggling with this one.
Winner of the Open in 1989 at Royal Troon in the only multiple win season of his career, today's golfer is Mark John Calcavecchia. Okay.
Phonetically, I've spelled it.
I'm nowhere near it.
Okay, so we're going to put it up on the screen how each of you has spelled it. So spell it out so that we can put it on the video. Jacob.
I don't think this is...
Who thinks they got it for birdie?
Me.
Okay, Kieran, you spell it first.
Well done, mate, brother.
Yeah. You know I struggle with spelling.
Yeah, we do, but it's fine. Give it your best shot.
Mark, M-A-R-K.
Very good.
Kalvenis. I knew what I was trying to say, and then I put ...
Okay, so you spelled half of it.
Yeah,
Okay, Calc or something. Yeah. You stuttered. You're fine. You two are both pars, are you?
Yeah, par, yeah.
No, I was a bogey.
You are, okay, so let's have it for par.
M-A-R-K.
That bit, I'm pretty sure we all got.
J-O-H-N.
Oh, for God's sake! Yes, that's his middle name. Now hold on. I want it how you wrote it on your par putt, not how you've respelled it.
It's the same. I'm just like, I thought you were like, you're going to take a picture or something.
Go on.
C-A-L-C-A-V-E-C-C-I-A.
Jacob for bogey.
C-A-L-C-A-V-E-C-C-I-A.
No, it's like they're just
Spelled it the same. No one spelled it correctly.
I know it doesn't look right.
Yeah, it's not right.
You were very, very close. C-A-L-C-A-V-E-C-C-H-I-A.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is there a H there?
I don't know.
It does look like I looked at it and I thought it looks a bit too flat.
It needs a long one. It needs a tall one.
Yeah.
Calcavecchia.
Yeah. Well done, everyone.
Did you have Justin Leonard as the other one? Is that right?
Justin Leonard for birdie.
So that was your lip out, was it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done.
Well done, Kieran.
Well done, Kieran.
Yeah, well done, Kieran. Very
Excellent
good.
work.
Did he beat the Discord?
He did beat the Discord. So we'll put another point in here for Kieran.
It's only very lucky because I remember watching the Open and it came up with the list of the people that had won at Royal Troon, and obviously 2016 was Henrik Stenson, and then it was just the rest were all American. And I remember seeing, remember his name.
Mark
Mark Sutton.
Yeah, when we're on the range, like that fact that he almost missed it because of the birth of his child. Like I said that like 64 times, and I also kind of was there when Justin Leonard was hitting. I knew it was one of those just because that time period, and I was like, God's sake, so
and
annoying.
it was the famous time when Norman went in that bunker on 18. Norman was between Calcavecchia and Norman, and Norman went in the bunker on the right, and then
didn't win.
Didn't win.
Oh, Mark
in the playoff.
What a boy! Wow.
Yeah.
Very good. Nice to do a guest player again.
It is. It felt really good to do it again. I feel like we are quite far behind with regards to a guest player, so there may need to be a guest player special at some point where we do 3 or 4 holes all in one go.
What hole was that?
That was, I believe, hole 14.
There's been a long
15
rain delay.
It's been a long old
We're
round.
actually further along than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought we were on like the 7th or something.
Yeah, so you're on. So hold on, we can work it out. You're on 3.
3.
He's on 2.
Yeah.
Discord and Pete are 10 between them. So we're on hole 17.
No, because you don't necessarily always get a point, do you?
Yeah.
Because if you tie, then you didn't.
You get 2 points. You both
get
a point.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then it would,
Yeah.
So
Okay, so we're around.
You must have the notes.
Yeah, I've got it in the old.
So we've got it on the 8th.
Yeah, we could be on the 8th.
We've probably played the wrong hole.
It feels like we are, to be honest.
Well. Anyway, that
That was
great.
a good little par 3. That I like that.
Yeah, it's a tasty little par 3. Good
Very
tee
good.
shot.
There's no bin to throw at now.
No.
Throw it at the front, throw it at the main
got
camera.
the main
Hit the
camera.
lens.
Oh, that's good.
Rubbish.
Oh.
Just a bit
This is
low.
a very visual, interactive
Bit
part
low.
of the podcast.
Straight
Can we
past
make
it.
sure we
Otherwise
pick all this up because I cleaned this room?
Yes, and also,
yesterday.
well done, because this room is very clean and tidy. Kieran Mulhall, great work.
Well done. Right, guys, thank you so much for listening, for watching, for wrapping your senses around this podcast, which I think has been one of our most successful till date.
It was very erotic.
Sexiest podcast ever.
We're all topless right now.
And for more of our dulcet tones, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can be with us more often. If you are listening to this, our catalogue is backdated and waiting for your ears. We will see you next week, where we supply you with more interesting golf knowledge to sustain you through another long 7 days. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, this is great.
We'll see you in.
We'll be back to Tuesday next week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Maybe.
Yeah. Great work.
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Depends how many comps you want to go and play in.
Playing a lot of comps.
Yeah.
A lot of comps coming up.
Okay. Bye, everyone. See you later.
Bye.